You already know who it is. This is your famous girl, Amber Rose, bringing you another moment of truth. This moment of truth is for some of you, you were supposed to receive a message of concern, okay? But whatever the message was that concerned you, it was dealing with money, business, a divine masculine, a divine feminine, a business endeavor, a stolen inheritance, stolen home, and inheritance payments. Okay. Now this may not resonate with everybody. If it resonates with you, then good. This is your story. If it don't take anything personal. It's personal. Get a personal reading. If you would like to get a personal reading, leave a comment down below. All the information will be in the comment section below. Soon as you get in the chat, just love me. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and welcome new member. Welcome to the Rose Garden, the place where Amber Rose discovers all the secrets that's been a mystery to you. Welcome. Okay, you may hear some noise in the background. Those are my kids. They in there shadow boxing or whatever the hell they doing. But throughout the course of our lives, we inevitably have to deal with a variety of individuals who stir up trouble and make our lives difficult and unpleasant. Some of these individuals are leaders or bosses, some are colleagues, and some are friends. They can be aggressive or passive aggressive, but they are generally masters at playing on our emotions. They often appear charming and refreshingly confident, brimming with the idea and enthusiasm, and we fall under their spell. Only when it's too late do we discover that their confidence is irrational and their idea ill conceived. Among colleagues, they could be they could be those who sabotage our work or career out of secret envy, excited to bring us down. Or they could be colleagues or hires who reveal to our destiny, to our dismay, that they are completely that they are completely out for themselves, using us as stepping stones. Okay. What inevitably happens in these situations is that we are caught off guard, not expecting such behavior. Often these types will hit us with elaborate cover stories to justify their actions or blame handy scapegoats. They know how to confuse us and draw us into a drama they control. We might protect or become angry, but in the end, we feel rather helpless. The damage is done. Then another such type enters our life, and the same story repeats itself from the past. We often notice a similar sensation of confusion and helplessness when it comes to ourselves and our behavior. For instance, we suddenly say something that offends our boss or colleague or friend. We are not quite sure where it came from, but we are frustrated to find that some anger and tension from within has leaked out in a way that we regret. Or perhaps we enthusiastically throw our weight into some project or scheme only to realize it was quite foolish and terrible, and it was a terrible waste of time. Or perhaps we fall in love with a person who is precisely the wrong type for us, and we know it is, but we cannot help ourselves. What has come over us, we wonder. In those situations, we catch ourselves falling into self destructive patterns of behavior that we cannot seem to control. It is as if we harbor a strange within us, a little demon who operates independently of our willpower and pushes us into doing the wrong things. And this stranger within us is rather weird, or at least weirder than how we imagine ourselves. What we what we can say about these two things, people's ugly actions and our own occasionally surprisingly behavior, is that what we usually have no clue as to what causes them? We might latch into some simple explanation. That person is evil, a sociopath, or something that came over me. I want myself. But such but such par descriptions do not lead to any understanding or prevent the same patterns from reoccurring. The truth is that we humans live on the surface, reacting emotionally to what people say and do. We form opinions of others, ourselves, that are either simplified, we settle for the easiest and most convenient story to tell ourselves. What if, however, we could dive below the surface and see deep within, getting closer to the actual roots of what causes human behavior? What if we could understand why some people turn envious and try to sabotage our work? Or why their misplaced confidence causes them to imagine themselves as godlike and infallible? What if we could truly fathom why people suddenly behave irrationally and reveal a much darker side so their character, oh, and reveal a much darker side to their character, or why they are always ready to provide a rationalization for their behavior, or why we continuously turn to leaders who appeal to the worst in us. What if we could look deep inside and judge people's character, avoiding the bad hires and personal relationships that cause us so much emotional damage? If we really understood the roots of human behavior, it would be much harder for the most destructive types to continuously get away with their actions. We would not be so easily charmed and misled. We would rather be able to anticipate their nasty and manipulative maneuvers and see through their cover stories. We would not allow ourselves to get dragged into their drama, knowing in advance that our interest is what they depend on for their control. We will finally rob them of their power through our ability to look into the depths of their character. Similarly, with ourselves, what if we could look within and see the source of our more troubling emotions and why they drive our behavior, often against our own wishes? What if we can understand why we are so compelled to desire what other people have, or to identify so strongly with a group? I mean, or to identify so strongly with a group that we feel counterupt for those who are on the outside? What if we could find what if we could find out what causes us to lie about who we are, or to at inadvertently push people away? Being able to understand more clearly that stranger within us would help us to realize that it is not a stranger at all, but very much a part of ourselves, and that we are far more mysterious, complex, and interested than we had imagined. And with that awareness, we will be able to break the negative patterns in our lives, stop making excuses for ourselves, and gain better control of what we do and what happens to us. Having such clarity about ourselves and others could change the course of our lives in so many ways. But first, we must clear up a common misconception. We tend to think of our behavior as largely conscious and will. To imagine that we are not always in control of what we do is a frightening thought. But in fact, it is reality. We are subject to forces from deep within us that drive our behavior and that operate below the level of our awareness. We see the results, our thoughts, moods, and actions, but have little conscious access to what actually moves our emotions and compels us to behave in certain ways. Look at our anger, for instance. We usually identify an individual or a group as the cause of this emotion. But if we were honest and dug down deeper, we would see that what often triggers our anger or frustration has deeper roots. It could be something in our childhood or some particular set of circumstances that triggers the emotions. We can discern distinct patterns if we look. When this or that happens, we get angry. But in the moment that we feel anger, we are not reflective or rational. We merely ride the emotions or point fingers. We could say something similar about a whole slew of emotions that we feel. Specific types of even trigger sudden confidence or insecurities or anxiety or attraction to a particular person or hunger for attention.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.
Good.
This is a blessing. Where's your shirt at, Crazy?
Okay. I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. What happened?